Welcome everybody to episode 2 of Foreverloved Coaching, helping to transform and empower lives, coaching in spirit. I'm your co-host Travis, and I'm here with a beautiful and amazingly gifted Leah Nevers. How you doing, Leah?
I'm doing fabulous. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight with us. How are you doing, Travis?
I'm feeling good. We got Valentine's Day coming up. Pretty exciting. Love your red dress or top you're wearing there.
Thank you.
That's exciting. What do you got coming up on Valentine's Day, by the way? Any fun events or programs or anything like that you're doing?
I am actually, not on Valentine's Day, but I am launching a group coaching program for single spiritual women around mind, body, and energy and spirit, and deepening your relationship with self so you can improve the relationships in your life. So with your partner, with your family, with your friends. So keep a lookout for that in the next 2 months, maybe 3 months to be launching. So, yeah.
Awesome. And of course, if people are interested in hearing more about that program, check out Leah on her social media. You can find her on Instagram at foreverloved_coaching, and you can find her on Facebook at Foreverloved Coaching. Also, if you want to email her for further information on any of her services or booking an appointment or anything like that, get yourself a great reading, maybe in time for Valentine's Day, find out some intel. Send her an email at leahnevers@foreverlovedcoaching.com. Awesome. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We're super excited to be here for our second episode. We are going to be taking a caller later in the show, so the phone lines are now open. So be sure to call up if you want to have your fortune told, per se, by the awesome Leah Nevers. Also, we should mention a big thank you to our sponsors. First up, let's talk about Sandra Horton. She is an amazing lady. She is a courage catalyst, and her program is Growth Catalyst for Bold Women Leaders. She is a courage catalyst. She's an amazing woman. You can find out more on her website, www.sandrahorton.com. So thank you again, Sandra. Also, back this week, we have Bob Tucker. Bob, transcend your reality into pure harmony with Bob Tucker. He is a body harmonizations practitioner. Check out Bob's new idea, Soul Journey, on his website, creativeharmonicsolutions.com. And if you use the code Foreverloved Coaching, book some of his services, you'll receive 10% off. So what a great deal. And tell us more about our sponsors, Leah.
Well, first of all, Bob, I know personally, and he is amazing. I have gotten sessions with him, many sessions. He is very dear to my heart. So thank you so much, Bob, for being a sponsor and for that lovely discount for our listeners. But also for anybody who is looking for wanting to increase abundance in your life, Bob also has an abundance harmonization package as well. And so it works on visualization, it works on clarity, it works on him using his what I call his magical energetic powers to help people harmonize abundance into their life. So he has many other services as well, but he's just such an amazing soul. And as for Sandra, she's truly an inspiration to me. She's the founder of the Women's Collaborative Hub, the Women's Influence Awards. She also is part of an addictions community service here in the Tri-Cities in British Columbia. So she has so much more. She's just a powerhouse, amazing woman, and just such a beautiful soul as well. So thank you, both of you.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great to have such supportive and successful sponsors of the show. Really speaks volumes to, obviously, the talent and the faith that they have in you to deliver. So yeah, that certainly speaks volumes as well. You touched on a couple interesting points there in your descriptions. Mind, body, and energy. What does that mean to you, Leah?
Yes. So mind, body, and energy is all about how our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, and our energy can negatively or positively impact ourselves physiologically. And so with that, what I do in particular with my clients is self-awareness is key in order to have that alignment between the mind, body, and energy connections. So I actually have my clients, I have a table that I've created, and for a couple of weeks or a month, I have my clients daily document their thoughts, their feelings, how they're feeling physiologically, their energy, how they're being impacted by the energies and their environment, the people that they're with. And then at the end of the day, they have to go back and they have to do like a check-in with how they're feeling and kind of go through and assess everything that they felt throughout the day. And creating that level of awareness has really helped my clients find clarity in where they're becoming emotionally drained, why they might have anxiety, why they might be getting triggered by their spouse's kind of annoying behaviors, why they could be getting triggered by certain reactions of energy, sounds, just being out in the environment. So sometimes when we go to the grocery store, we might feel automatically triggered by something. We're not aware as to why we're being triggered. So if you're actually starting to pay attention to what you're feeling within your body and the energies around you, it really helps to create that alignment and clarity so you can really start to understand yourself and start to have more of that deeper connection with self, while also calming those emotional reactions that people can have.
I see. I'm a really loud eater, and I know sometimes that's really triggered people being like, hey, you're eating too loud. Like, keep it down over there. Yeah. Is that one of those things, do you think?
Yes, exactly. I actually have a former client of mine, interesting story. It's kind of cute in a way that her spouse at the time one day came home super, super, super hungry. And I guess I know how we can all kind of relate to, when you get really hungry, you might want to eat super fast. Well, he was so hungry, he decided to just grab 2 bowls of cereal. And so what happened was...
2 bowls, like he had 2 actual bowls, or he ate a bowl?
He had 2 bowls of cereal, probably like one after another, not 2 separate bowls.
I was going to say 2 at the same time. That's handed, you're going crazy. I can see how that would really trigger someone. Yeah, sorry.
That would take special skill for sure to be able to eat 2 bowls at one time, for sure. But really what happened was he was eating really loud and really noisy because he was just so hungry. When you eat you're super hungry, you're going to eat faster. And so she started to feel like really triggered by the loud noise. And I remember her telling me that she felt like she was almost wanting to kill him because he was eating super loud and it was really triggering for her. And instead of snapping at her, she pulled back and listened to the tools that she had learned in our sessions about what I call the inner detective, along with using that kind of mind, body, and energy checklist. And so she had gone through, the months of doing, learning all those tools. And then what she did was she used the inner detective exercise that I have my clients do, is where you go in, you ask yourself the question, okay, what's happening for me right now? How am I physiologically feeling? How am I emotionally feeling? Why am I being triggered? And she went through a list of these questions within herself and started this inner dialogue with herself and started acting like a detective as to why she was being triggered. And she realized that it was nothing actually to do with what he was doing. It was more of her being triggered back to her past and how, she was raised to eat properly and not slop your food and take your time. And she's all about being present and everything. And him eating his food was very triggering for her. So,
and I can imagine, like, don't you dare have a second bowl of cereal. Like, that is just, forget about it. Get out of here, Exactly. And so what she did was, once she started to realize that it had nothing to do with her, she then started to get sort of enamored by him and his experience with his cereal and started to just be in awe of him. So then she started asking him questions about, how are you enjoying the cereal? Like, how does it taste? And all, like, just really engaging in his own experience with his cereal. You must love those Honey Nut Cheerios. They must be so delicious the way you're just scarfing them down like a pig. Yeah.
And so then basically what happened is, instead of her causing, a fight, she actually started to participate in his experience with his cereal, and it actually brought them closer together.
Versus flip the script on it. That's an awesome story. So that's an example of your coaching allowing someone who had previously wanted to murder their boyfriend because he was a bit of a messy eater to all of a sudden like being almost kind of turned on by that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if you put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so hey, good news. Sounds like we have our caller, which is awesome. So this is caller number 2 for us here. So Catherine from Alberta, are you there?
Hi.
Hi,
Hey.
Catherine.
So nice to have you on our show. Thanks so much for calling in. Awesome. I'm gonna let you and Leah do your thing here, but I just wanted to say hi and thank you so much for calling in to Foreverloved Coaching Radio Show. Leah might ask you a question. She usually doesn't like to get too much information from her clients when doing a reading, just because she likes to really tap in and feel that energy. So she may ask you a question or two, but just try not to give too much of your story or your information away. Take it away, Leah and Catherine.
Thank you, Travis.
Sounds
Hi,
good.
Catherine. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How is the weather where you are? You're in Alberta, is that correct?
Yes, we are like freezing. It's insane. You will freeze in just a couple of minutes of being outside.
Well, I give you props because I would be like an icicle if I lived there, and I probably would probably have to practice my own mind, body, and energy connection stuff to stay grounded living in that weather. So thank you so much again for calling in, and also thank you for being brave enough to deal with really, really cold weather. So today what I'm going to do is I typically don't have people ask questions, but for the interest of time, I will ask you a question. So if there is no question, I will gladly just give you a general rate. So did you have any questions that you wanted me to check into for you tonight?
No, I'm just more interested in what you have to say, and just whatever spirits are giving you, just let me know.
Beautiful. Okay. So at any time, if I say anything that you that resonates with you, just feel free to share that. And if we do not have enough time, I will gladly do an email, finish off the reading for you via email for you. So let's see here. What am I getting? Okay. So what I'm getting for you, Catherine, is you live a lot in your head, and not so much of like in your head as a anxiety speaking, but more in the sense of kind of a perfectionism, overthinking, critical, hard on yourself, really kind of have a very strong work ethic. And what Spirit is saying is that, and I feel like this is just, you already know this anyways, is just basically creating more of a balance in your life. So kind of taking more time for Catherine, spending more time with Catherine, and, basically just taking the time for you. So scheduling more me time in your day. Does this resonate with you?
I'm a workaholic, so yes, more time for me is definitely needed. I just need to find a way to schedule that.
Okay. So with that it's not thinking about a way to do that. It's about actually just doing it. Taking the action and actually scheduling it into your day as if you were to schedule in a doctor's appointment. So schedule in time, even if it's 15 minutes, that can make a huge difference in your schedule. So that's what I would do, is just take that action, and that will definitely make a huge difference for you in the sense of, because I feel your energy also will just help you, just give you more time for yourself. Okay. So what I'm also getting for you is, it's funny, it's just, Spirit just keeps giving me bounds. But I also feel like with this as well is diving deeper into spirituality. So into more of sort of the holistic grounding activities. So what Spirit's giving me is, and I pulled a couple of cards for you, is really about creating, okay, this is beautiful, okay? So your workaholic mind is going to love this last part that's coming through. Okay, so the more that you can start to ground within yourself and become more in alignment with yourself, within your mind, body, and energy, and kind of having more of that balance and that peace within yourself. So balance in itself can be a tricky word because balance for everybody looks differently. So for you, it's really about really creating more of that inner alignment. So creating more of that time for yourself so that you're not constantly living in your headspace. So with this, the card that Spirit's giving you is spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I'm bringing you historic information and symbols helping you understand your spiritual truths. So what this card means for me, for you, is just you actually understanding yourself at a deeper level. So taking the time out for yourself to really actually understand your inner world more in the sense of who is Catherine outside of family, outside of her work, and really taking that time to spend a little more time for yourself. And then the next card here is breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. So again, this breathing. This is just confirming what I was saying about you taking more breaks for yourself, more me time. So taking the time to, whether it is for 15 minutes, taking time to sit there and deep breathe, listen to meditation, go for a walk in nature, but be more conscious of the breaks, right? So be very conscious of your energy within those breaks, within that time, because it's going to be more meaningful for you if you're actually consciously aware. So if you heard before when I was talking about the mind, body, and energy connection with the table, I would suggest you doing that for at least 2 weeks and see how that works for you. And so to start creating that habit. And then the next card, which is where I felt the workaholic side of you will love, is victory. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered, have faith. So what I feel for this is it's more about once you start to actually create more of this inner alignment, you're going to have more success in your career because you are going to actually have that groundedness within yourself. And when we're grounded and we have more inner balance, there's more room for creativity. There's more room for abundance. There's more room for us to bring things into our lives because our head isn't clouded with all of that kind of energetic junk and all of that overthinking. Okay. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, well, this is going to be the first year that I'm kind of all in my career. So, having that victory sounds like the right direction. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Did you have any questions for me?
Well, I've got a client that I'm kind of stuck with. I'm just wondering if it's going to be, ending well, or if we might part ways.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say, what is it? What part ways? I didn't hear you.
I've got a client that I'm kind of stuck with. It's, we've had a lot of offers out, but no success. And this is probably my first time in my career that I've had something like this. And I'm just wondering if, anything might happen soon, or if she's going to be giving up.
Okay. So what I get from that is, and Spirit's kind of being a little bit cheeky here, is the answer is already within you. You already know what you need to be doing. I feel like there is a lesson here for you in the sense of you kind of taking a little bit more directedness, because I feel you have a very humble energy to you. So being a little bit more direct and really taking hold of this. And if this certain situation isn't serving you, just release it. So Spirit's not going to tell me yes or no in this instance, because there's free will involved in here. But what I do feel is that what Spirit was giving me is do one more try. So one more dialogue with this client. And if things still feel stuck and halted, then I would make your decision it feels to part ways, but it doesn't feel like it's the end point yet. So don't quite give up, but switch your approach on how you're handling it and be a little bit more direct and not overthink it, and just basically make your decision that if this isn't serving me and this is creating enough stress, I'm going to release it. Because once you release something, then it creates more room for you to receive possibly an even better offer or another better client or anything like that, right? So sometimes we can get too stuck within our mind and trying to control the situation, and it's better to just create that energy to release it. So just be a little bit more direct within yourself.
Okay.
But I do feel give it one more try, and then I feel you're going to be ready to release that client. And so really make it about what's serving you, what is in Catherine's best interest, not being stuck on, I have to keep this client, I have to keep this client.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been a long time client. It's really hard to release.
Pardon?
Sorry?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Hello?
Sorry, I think Travis said something.
I said, is the client allowed, like a noisy eater? Does that really annoy you? Is that part of the problem?
No. They've been a long time client of mine, and I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll stick with it. And hey, one thing Leah mentioned, and that, a good takeaway that I've had recently as well, is scheduling that time into your day. I usually do it for about an hour, and I kind of do it around my lunch break too. Schedule an hour, just book it into your Outlook, into your calendar. Go for a walk. Even if you don't know what you're going to do, just go out your front door and put on some warm clothes, obviously, in cold ass Alberta. But go for a walk around your neighborhood or down your road and back, and just get some fresh air. And put that into your day every day, because it does really do a lot. It sounds super simple, but it's amazing how many people don't do that. So I would definitely agree that that's a good thing to do to make that time. Oh, it sounds like we lost Catherine, but she's got your email, Leah, so she can always reach out to get more information. But yeah, that was awesome. You really got to the root of it there. Transforming and empowering lives, like one person at a time, Leah. That's amazing.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your witty commentary.
I was going to say,
there.
One thing, you seem to have when you tap in, to that, spiritual gift that you have, like, you have quite a strong connection there, don't you? Like, it's quite powerful.
Yes, I do. I have a direct channel to source, so it doesn't take me too long to tap into people's energy. The only time that would ever take me probably like 60 seconds or something to tap into somebody's energy is when their higher self isn't allowing me to read them, or if they are so heavily protected, like a lot of us readers are when we're reading people, is, we have our crystals on, we protect ourselves energetically, where we will do sort of an energetic protective bubble around ourselves, and we do a lot of different type of rituals to protect our own energy. So what happens is sometimes when I've read for other readers, I've had to ask them to, put their shields down in order for me to actually fully be able to read. Otherwise, it'll feel like there is just a block because they're so highly protected. So other than that, usually,
keeping an open mind is a very important part of it, is kind of allowing your mind to be as open as you feel it can. I mean, it's not just like a switch you can turn on and off, but obviously people know when they're being very guarded and, negative. But, when you kind of feel that positive, open-minded energy, that's when it helps it flow, would you say?
Even if someone's energy is negative, I can still read and sift through it. It's just more if somebody is their higher self is only allowing me to go so far in their energy, I have to respect what their higher self is telling me. So,
yeah. Interesting. Well, hey, we're winding down here. Our second show, man, that time flies by. Hey,
Yes,
30
it does,
minutes just
definitely.
goes by in a snap when you're tapped into that kind of spirit and energy. So once again, I want to say thank you to our amazing listeners and thank you to our amazing hosts here at Moonstruck TV, Lightning Television, YouTube, Spotify, all the places that you can listen to A1R Radio and to hear our Forever Loved coaching radio show, where we are helping to transform lives and empower lives through coaching and spirit. You know how to get a hold of Leah Nevers. Email is probably the best way to get her directly. Leah Nevers at foreverlovedcoaching.com. Find her on Instagram at foreverloved_coaching. Find her on Facebook at foreverlovedcoaching. Leah, is there anything else you wanted to say in the last few seconds here?
Yes. Thank you so much, Travis, and all you listeners for being here with us tonight. And as we did last week, Travis and I ask all of you to go out there and spread some love through, just spreading love through doing an act of kindness. And I hope you all have an amazing night.
Happy Valentine's Day.